Hi people, we are finally going to be ranking each One Piece arc, well, One Piece pre-time skip arc, not every single one. We'll get to that later, like probably 50,000 years from now, whenever I finish One Piece and also finish making these videos, but this is a long time coming. This should be a more fun video, lighter, good to end out the year with, I think. But before we get into it, I'd like to say subscribe. I have Instagram, I have TikTok, I have a Discord where you can connect with your fellow community members. Join it, it's in the description. Click the link in the description and join. Also a Patreon where you can support. $5 is the most popular tier. You get pretty much everything. You get script drafts, outline drafts, you get audio. You basically get to see the process of each of these videos before they come out. Or you can just support for $1 either there or on here on YouTube. Yeah, on YouTube you get cute emotes. Put them in the chat. Yeah, I'm very tired, so my brain is kind of going off the wire. I can't think properly. Let's get into it. Essentially, let me show you. I got the One Piece wiki open, which if you don't know, which you definitely don't because I've never said it before, I use this to watch the show. I don't use One Piece. I don't raw dog it. Some of you out there are. You know who you are. Don't do that. Use the One Piece wiki at the very least. I think One Piece you have to like be in the Discord or something. I don't really know. It seems complicated, so I just don't do it. Here you go. It literally says it right here. Logtown. Episode 50 and 51 are filler, so you skip it. You legit just skip it. Like, you literally just go through this as you are watching each arc, and it'll tell you what to skip, what not to skip. See, Arabasta, 93, 98, 99. Skip it. Pretty easy. Now, it gets a little bit more complicated. I will say the people were right. I was waiting for them to be right, but they were right. When you get, later down the line, post-time skip, the filler starts to mix in. Pre-time skip is a lot more like, obviously this is filler, it's like some random, Luffy's freaking with Goku or something, it's like very obvious that this is not canon. It gets a little bit more complicated later on. At that point, you just gotta know what's your limits. I'm in Dressrosa right now. Every single time they were in the Coliseum, I skipped. Every single time. I'm just being honest. If there wasn't a straw hat on the screen, I was like, why do I need to know this? Just tell me who wins. And also, I already knew who wins. I kind of spoiled the show for myself. I do a little bit of a healthy dose of spoiling. It keeps me going. It keeps me wanting to watch the show. If I didn't spoil it, probably would have stopped by now. Okay, let's just be honest. You gotta spoil a little bit. You gotta know the art of spoiling, which I definitely do. But I'm gonna use this to rank each arc so I can remind myself what happened in the arcs. It's been a while. It's been about a year, a little bit more than a year since I started watching One Piece. Here we are. We got S tier, A tier, B tier, C tier, D tier. No One Piece arc is F tier, so it's not even necessary to have it on here, I think. But let's start. Romance Dawn. I remember a Romance Dawn. You have Axe Hand Morgan, you have Helmeppo, Kobe, and Luffy's friendship with that. Real cute. You meet Zoro and Nami. You briefly see Nami. I think it's a really good starting arc, I'd say. Maybe it's because I was just really excited to watch the show. I was pretty pumped the entire time I was watching Romance Dawn. I think it's a pretty decent, intro. You get the vibe of what Luffy's like. He's real silly, but he's serious whenever it matters. He loves his friends. You get the vibe of the show perfectly. So, me personally, I put out a cool B tier. Cause it's not crazy, but it's good. It's middle of the road. It's good. Next arc is Orange Town. I remember liking this one a lot. Luffy and his crew, member Zoro, arrive at Orange Town where they meet the thief Nami, who hates pirates. This is when they fight Buggy, the Grand Line's mentioned. Yeah, they just fight Buggy. There's the freaking dog, Choo Choo, whatever his name is. I remember liking it because I like Buggy. I don't know, this is hard, actually. I think I might put it B tier because like I think I remember liking it. I wish the wiki had like more information about what happened. It was pretty simple. Is B too high though? It wasn't like that crazy. I think I might put Orange Town maybe C for now. Maybe I'll change it later. It's hard for me to remember the impact it had on me, but I feel like if the impact didn't stay, then that might be saying something, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was fun with Buggy, but maybe it wasn't that crazy. Syrup Village, we meet Usopp. I remember loving this arc. I remember loving it. I think people do not like it, if I remember correctly, but I loved it. I think it was a great way, because you know, these early arcs are them introducing each of the Straw Hats, each of the, you know, the 5 main Straw Hats, and some of those arcs where they introduce the Straw Hats don't hit. Barati, which we'll get to. Barati don't hit, and some of them do, and Syrup Village did. Because whenever you start the arc, I'm pretty sure Usopp comes out running and he's like a pirate. There's a pirate, you know, he's like doing his thing, and then it like all comes full circle at the end of the arc. You like find out why he's like this, find out why he's lying, and it's just such a good way to demonstrate his character. It's like showing, not telling. It's showing you why Usopp is the way he is the entire time, all 10 episodes. It's masterful. It is a master class in character development, and that's why I loved it. Usopp himself, he's okay. he's okay. But this arc, amazing. Where's Syrup Village? Here we go. Syrup Village. I'm giving it. Surely, I don't even know what. Well, I know it would be S tier. Yeah, I don't think it's S tier, but it's really good. Yes. I almost want to put it in S tier, but I don't think it was like that good. I think there's definitely more impactful arcs than Syrup Village. Barati, like I said, not a fan. All I remember from Barati is literally just the worst piece of animation probably ever seen in my life. Hopefully I can find it for this video. Whenever freaking, who's the dude? The dude that's like Don Craig's right hand man. Whenever he's on the boat, pretty sure he rides by himself and he's on the boat and the boat's like waiting and he's moving, but like the bruise on his face is obviously on a different layer than the animation, and so the bruise is staying in the same place, but he's moving up and down, so it's not moving with him. That's all I remember. That's how impactful this arc was in my life. I don't know, I feel like if the arc was good, maybe I would like Sanji. I can't tell if it's because the arc is the reason why I don't like Sanji, or I just don't like Sanji and that's why I don't like the arc. But I didn't know Sanji back then like I know him now. I just think the pacing, it was slow, it was boring. I didn't like the villain. If there's a D tier arc, it's this. I think people love Barati, but not me. Ugh. Oh yeah, there is that moment in Barati where where Mihawk scars Roronoa Zoro, and I think you get a little bit of Zoro's background in Barati. I think it's actually really messed up that Zoro doesn't get the same treatment as the rest of them, like Nami, Usopp, Sanji, Chopper, like literally every Straw Hat except for him, and I would say even Jinbei gets basically an arc to himself to explain his past, but literally Zoro's has to be sandwiched in between someone else's arc. I think that's messed up. Why they do Zoro like that? I think some people were hoping that Wano would be that time where he would get more character development, but he didn't from my understanding. So anyways, next is Arling Park, which is, girl, do we even have to talk about it? Do we even have to talk about it? Do we really? You already freaking know. Arlong Park is the GOAT. Literally, they say the rule of thumb is if you get to Arling Park and you don't like it, then you're not a One Piece fan. Then you can't be on for this ride. If you are not hooked by Arling Park, then it's over for you. Exceptional. Amazing. Literally a story about colonization, racism, apartheid, which is what my first One Piece video was about, relating it back to Israel Palestine, if I remember correctly. So perfectly demonstrates the dynamics. Literally, it also makes you cry at the end with Nami's mom seeing her grave as the ship rolls away from the island. That moment where Luffy is like, you know the moment I'm talking about. You know it. Or it's something about friendship. You know it. I'll put it in the video. I think especially, once again, this is why spoiling is so important. Because knowing the dynamics that would be at play in Fishman Island and why Arlong is the way that he is, knowing that here makes it even that more impactful. 10 out of 10. Literally 10 out of 10. So exceptional. Wait, Jinbei is mentioned in this arc? What? Okay, Logtown. Let's see. Logtown is obviously the end. Nami has joined the crew. They're about to go off to the Grand Line, but this is the last stop. You get introduced to like Luffy's dad. Smoker and Tashigi are introduced. This is where Luffy goes up on the execution stage where Goldie Roger was executed. And he like puts his head in the thing and almost dies, but by the grace of Allah is saved. I think like him and Buggy have like a fight. I don't know, it's like definitely an arc for sure. I would definitely put it after. What is it, D? It's definitely like an arc, but like I don't know if it's Barati level. Like I don't know if I despise it that much. It's like a necessary evil, you know? But it's nothing fantastic for sure. Yeah, I'll put it there for now. That's how much I despise Sanji. Reverse Mountain. This is where we get Laboon, which is a really cute story. I don't know, Reverse Mountain is cute. It's definitely like it's a short arc. It's not like super impactful, but it is cute and it definitely has a little bit of impact later on. I almost want to put it like B. Am I? I don't know, because it's like so short that it's like nothing crazy, but it is like gonna be impactful later, and also has like impact on like Thriller Bark whenever we meet Brooke. I feel like C tier, like if I look at these, is definitely getting to like the, you know, we could have done without this moment, but I don't think we could have done without Reverse Mountain for sure. Whiskey Peak. This is where we get freaking Zoro fighting black people for the first time. First a black woman, then in Arabasta he was fighting Mr. 2, and on and on and on. We also get introduced to Vivi, who I hate, girl. Oh god, I despise that girl. She's so freaking annoying. Literally ruined Arabasta for me. For real. She's insanely annoying. The worst One Piece character out there. Hopefully in the live action she's not as freaking annoying. Cause god damn, I hated her. I've never despised a character more in my life. Oh my god. But Whiskey Peak, they get tricked by the, you know, the townspeople. They're eaten away. But then it turns out like the whole town is being run by crocodiles. What is it called? Baroque Works? Definitely a meh arc. Frick, I don't know. I don't want to like... this is so hard. I think it's definitely above Orangetown and Logtown for sure. But like, it's not that crazy. I'll put it right here for now. I'll put it B tier. It's okay. Little garden. This is where the giants are. There's dinosaurs where they had their little fight with Mr. 3, who I end up loving later, but in this arc he's kind of okay. Another meh arc, honestly. I mean, I think if I remember correctly, like the whole situations with the giants, like the giants keep fighting, but I think it ends like super cute because they like help the Straw Hats get off the island or something. Oh my god, I just realized, isn't Elbaf? Elbaf is the next arc after Egghead. I just realized that, isn't it? Oh wow. Oda loves taking stuff from like 20 years ago and then just inserting it randomly 20 years later. He's the expert at doing that. I don't know how in the world he does it. I don't know how he keeps up with all the random plot holes in this show so that he can then come back to it later. But he's the goat at that. He really is. Another meh arc though, like I said. You definitely need it so that you can... I don't know, I'm gonna put C. I think I definitely like Orangetown better. It was definitely like an arc that you're just kind of like, it's cute, but I'm just trying to get through it. You know? Drum Island. Super cute. I used it to talk about privatization in the healthcare industry, because there's definitely some correlation between the two. If you want to watch my video on that, I don't quite remember how I tied them together, but I'm sure I did. Okay, it's I think a pretty untalked about topic too, privatization in the healthcare industry. Definitely something that's happening in Europe, and it already happened in America. We've been fricked over in that regard, but it's definitely happening to you guys in Europe and in Canada. I think essentially I tied it back by saying, because there's only one doctor left, right, which is Kureha, and she lives up in the mountains. Oh yeah, there's like a whole group of doctors, but they only work for the king and they can't work for anyone else, so the people have to use Kureha. That's what it was. Kind of link that back to like metaphorically that ends up working for privatization, because then people don't get the access that they need because they can't afford it, and the only people that can afford it are obviously the wealthier individuals like the king, who gets all the doctors, and the rest of us get nothing. Really good arc. Chopper's so cute. The story about him, I think him and Kureha were really cute, and then also his dad, I don't remember his dad's name, the crank who like trained him in medicine before Kureha, but that whole situation was super duper cute. The kind of, even like there's a little bit of a sub topic about how Chopper can even like represent a mixed person. He kind of has that dynamic of like, he's not human enough to be a human, but he's not reindeer enough to be a reindeer, you know, neither side accepts him. And that's definitely a dynamic that exists for a lot of mixed people who don't feel, you know, kind of question their identity, question themselves. He's called a bakemono, a monster. Really good arc though, exceptional arc. I will put it, where is this? Definitely an A for sure. Like, it's not S tier, but it's pretty great. Definitely above Romance Dawn, definitely above these. These are like the meh arcs. Like, this is like, we need this. This is very important to the story, but it's like nothing crazy. It's cute, but nothing crazy. But this is good. This is really good. Arabasta, once again, Vivi is so incredibly annoying. It's such a tragedy, because Crocodile is definitely possibly the best villain, okay? I don't know if that's controversial. Probably not, though. But he's definitely possibly the best villain. Now, Doflamingo is probably the best villain, but they're definitely neck and neck for sure. Crocodile's just so good. He has aura. Like, when we talk about having aura, when the kids talk about having aura, he has it, okay? Definitely a villain that I wish... I remember saying this in the Arabasta video. I kind of wish he had more depth to him. I wish I knew why he was doing the things he was doing. I wish I knew why he had this... Like, why does he want to build Baroque works? Why does he have this desire to destroy so heavily? I wish he had a little bit more development, because he's so aesthetically cool, and so... Like, his voice actor is great. He has such great presence as a character that I think he would be even more exceptional if he had like Doflamingo style backstory, where we like knew exactly how he arrived at this position. I think he deserves that. And that's probably why he's number 2 and Doflamingo's number 1, because Doflamingo was more fleshed out than him. But Arabasta is really good. I use it to talk about resource deprivation. Once again, something that's not talked about a lot, but of course the depriving of resources, as it says in the name, on certain populations. Once again, used to talk about Palestine and how, you know, humanitarian aid is denied, and basic resources like food and water are denied from them by the Israeli government. You can watch that video if you want to learn more. I did a great cosplay. Watch it. I think Arabasta, like I said, Vivi kind of like ruins it, because she's so annoying. Like, we're supposed to be fighting for her and her family, but like, she's annoying, and so it really brings it down, if I'm being honest. Definitely still an A. Definitely still a really good arc. It's a good arc. Okay, Jaya is where we meet like Noland, who becomes important later. This is like a type of arc that you wouldn't think would become important later, but somehow manage to become important later. Like, I really was not expecting it, because you get Bellamy and Noland in the same arc becoming important again. But it's kind of just a lead up to Skypeia, essentially. So it's like necessary, but it's not like anything crazy. Honestly, the impact of Jaya comes after Skypeia, whenever Luffy is able to prove that the Sky Island exists and that Cricket's ancestor wasn't just out here lying, and he basically granted Cricket legitimacy, and so he could stop searching. Like that made it more impactful, was the end result. So Jaya and Skypeia kind of work hand in hand, definitely. But I'll give it a B. I think there's some cute moments with the crew, definitely in Jaya. For Skypeia, definitely, let's see. I honestly would put it probably right here, above Syrup Village. Ooh, is it S tier? Is it S? Is it? The thing about Skypeia is that the pacing is atrocious in the beginning, but the outcome is what makes it worth it. Like at the end, whenever you finish Skypeia, you forget how bad the pacing was. You truly do. You forget how slow it was. And you're like, whoa, that was freaking exceptional. Because you get the payoff from Jaya in this granting Cricket legitimacy. It also has like this story about, once again, colonization and ethnic displacement, basically, and kind of also genocide at the end whenever Enel's trying to like kill all of them. It kind of talks about how, kind of like this zone of interest vibe, and how the angels don't even think for a second about the land that they're sitting on and what it came at the price of. You know, these people that are just displaced from their land and are just fighting to get it back. They don't even think twice about that. They just live comfortably up in the sky. I think it's gorgeous, a gorgeous story, and so well told. Exceptional. Also made a video on that if you want to watch that. So I think I give it S. I think I would. This might be even a list I have to, like, after post time skip, I might have to shift around. Lungring Longland. Now this was, I already know where I'm putting this. It's funny, so I'll put it above Barati. But like, definitely that is definitively an arc that didn't need to exist in the show at all. I love, you know, the fight scene with Foxy, you know, Afro Luffy. That's fun. But like, I legit didn't need to watch that. Like, it legit didn't. It was a filler arc. Like, I the entire time I was watching this, I was like, is this filler? Do I need to be watching this? Can I skip this? Just not necessary at all. It was fun, but not necessary. Then you get peak. Water 7. Then you get absolute peak. I already know. Then you get absolute peak. Is it above Skypeia? I don't even know. The pacing in Water 7 is the best pacing so far in One Piece. Like, ever. It's just back to back to back bangers. From the moment you enter, you think it's gonna be slow, you think it's gonna follow the format of every arc that came before, and then it hits you. Insane. Freaking the fight with Luffy and Usopp, it's just like everything starts to go wrong all at once, and it's exceptional. The freaking, there's so many like cool world building things. I think Water 7 has one of the coolest environments in One Piece so far. Like this water city that has this water train that they travel to Enies Lobby on. It's so freaking cool. And then you get introduced to freaking CP9 and like this this secret world government institution. It's cool as frick, dude. One of the best arcs. I might put it above Skypeia. Am I about to put it above Skypeia? Am I about to put it above Arling Park? I don't know. It's just like every part about it was exceptional. It might be above Arling Park. Okay, Enies Lobby. Enies Lobby is not as good as I thought it was gonna be. Politically, probably one of the best One Piece videos I made, talking about the CIA, you know, justice, and like this false concept of justice, and how the world government so closely resembles like NATO, especially with the flag and everything. It's like pretty crazy, and especially with their actions, they resemble NATO. I think it's a really cool point where Luffy's defying the government and he's saying his FUs, and literally this is the moment where he legit becomes a terrorist by political definition, because he's literally the enemy of the world government of the state. Pretty cool. Pacing wise, like after Water 7, like after Water 7, but really beautiful moment with Sniper King and Luffy. Once again, I said Usopp was but Usopp is actually one of the most complex characters in this show. I don't even know why I said that, because Usopp is actually quite an exceptional character. From Syrup Village to now, whenever he has to become Sniper King, to because he can't face Luffy yet after their fight. Oh my god, I love this show. Can you tell? Can you tell I love this show? You get the I Wanna Live from Nico Robin. You get some Nico Robin exposition. It's exceptional, actually, now that I think about it. Is it S tier? I don't know if it's S tier. I don't know if it's that good. I just remember thinking it was gonna be better than it was. But I think it's just because it's right after Water 7, which is peak. And that's honestly Oda's fault. He shouldn't have done that. Post in his lobby. You know, it's a short arc. It's cute. You get a little cute moment between Nico Robin and Aokiji. You get Kobe and Luffy meet again, which is real cute. Garp. You get to see Garp and Luffy interact for the first time. That's real cute. Oh yeah, Ace and Blackbeard battle. It's like important, but it's not like anything crazy. Cute, but like not anything crazy. So you know, we give that a this. I think I put it above Jaya. I think I put it above Whiskey Peak. I think I probably put it right here. Thriller Bark, really cool aesthetically, an exceptional arc aesthetically. If you notice, I can remember the arcs much better now because they weren't that long ago. It's giving Halloween vibes. It's cute. You get zombies, the freaking zombie dance song. I didn't even know Oda could pull that out of his pocket. A little bit of a musical number. I'm here for it. Gecko Moria, you get introduced to Brook. It's a really fun arc. I quite liked it. I'd probably give an A. Yeah, I think it's after Arabasta. Is it? I feel like I liked it more than Arabasta. Yeah. Then we move into Summit War, which is the best saga in One Piece so far. Banger after banger after banger. Savati Archipelago, talking about the slave trade. Made a video on it. How modern slavery still exists to this day. And it's, you know, held up by capitalism and our need to outsource stuff for cheap. And so we end up, you know, having children make our Nikes in Indonesia. Great system we have going here. Sabati has one of the most exceptional moments in animation from One Piece, where freaking Luffy's walking up the step and he's right before he hits the noble dude. Freaking exceptional. And then it changes to like the black and white manga a bit. So good. Chef's kiss. Amazing. Sabati, I think it, once again, it's kind of like in this lobby, like it was a really good moment where Luffy was just like, I don't care. And I love it when Luffy's like, I do not give a frick. That's my favorite type of Luffy. I might put it right here. Actually, I might put it right here. It's definitely not S tier, but it is giving like Water 7 vibes where like it kind of subverts your expectation. You expect it to be like really fun, and then everything just goes wrong. Everything. And also it has another piece of animation that's really good at the end where he's crying whenever Kuma like sends all the Straw Hats away and Luffy's like writhing on the ground. So amazing. But I don't think it's an S tier, but it's definitely like a high A+ for sure. Amazon Lily, really cute. I love Boa Hancock. Exceptional. Boa Hancock and Luffy, a really interesting relationship that they got going on there, since she's, you know, he was like 17 at the time. But we're not going to think about it. It's Japan. The thing is with anime, you just never question it. It's Japan. Their freaking age of consent was like 13 a few years ago. You don't question it, okay? You just go on with your day. Amazon Lily, definitely an A, but like not a high A. It was cute and a fave, so it's definitely higher than a B, but like it wasn't that crazy. I think I put it right here. Above Thriller Bark, above Arabasta, but like it doesn't have the storytelling of these. Like it doesn't have the exceptional storytelling of these. That's what it's missing. Impel Down, peak. Absolute peak. One of the best arcs. Honestly, let's go ahead and put it here. probably, if not my favorite One Piece video I made. So I feel like that's influencing my opinion a little bit. I just love getting to talk about the prison system step by step by step. But story-wise, I love like Buggy and Mr. 3, like together. That's a duo I never thought would make sense, but it did. And obviously you get Ivankov and Bon Clay. You just become in love with Bon Clay after that arc. Like, oh my god. But honestly, I put it after Skypeia because I don't think it's as impactful emotionally as those, but it is peak. Marineford obviously just put out a video about Marineford and post-war. Marineford, another arc that I thought would be better than it was. Like, I think emotionally it definitely hit home. I'm sure I cried whenever Ace died, but like it wasn't as good as I thought it was gonna be. It's another Enies Lobby vibe, but honestly I don't even think it's as good as Enies Lobby. Yeah, I think I put like here in between Syrup Village and Drum Island, because like it's good, it's pretty great, but like it could be better, you know? Have you guys seen the One Piece fan letter, like the remake of Marineford? Like the new animation for it is so good, dude. It's like in this almost, it reminds me of like Devilman Crybaby style of like animation. So good, exceptional, so fluid, so amazing. Post-war is our final arc of the video. Post-war was really freaking good. You get like the aftermath of Luffy dealing with his trauma, of his grief. You know, you get that moment with him and Jinbei, and he's like, you know, what do you have? And he's like, oh, my friends. And then also obviously the whole flashback with Ace and like this dynamic between, I loved, like politically that's so good and it's told so well, like Sabo and like his dynamic of rejecting his class status because he recognizes like how disgusting it makes the people around him. And there's that contrast even visually of like Sabo looks like a regular child, but every other person in Hightown looks like grotesque and alien-like, you know, because they're just so far gone and they're so elitist and like into playing into this like fascist class hierarchy. So good, so good. You understand Ace and like why he is the way he is. It's so good. It's so good. Definitely above. Sometimes I can't tell if I'm like inflating things, but I guess it's just based on how I feel, right? Like I can't tell if it's above or below Sabati, because Sabati, like I said, has that like Water 7 vibe, that really good storytelling beat where like it's going so well, it's like really fun, happy-go-lucky, and then it just all crashes and you see like Luffy turn and then he's crying on the ground and then he's an Amazon Lily, you know. It's just like beat after beat after beat. So maybe I put it below. So I didn't even know there was this many arcs pre-time skip. There's way less arcs post-time skip than you would think. But this is my ranking for now. We might change it whenever I finish making all these videos and finish catching up, which I'm hoping to get to Wano by the end of the hiatus. That's my goal, is by April to be at Wano and be hopefully watching some portion of it. But Dressrosa is so hard to get through. So yeah, it's like the filler hit me like a brick wall. It's bad. Like, you guys don't like Fishman Island, but this Dressrosa is, oh god, I'm hopeful I can do it. I only have Dressrosa and then I have Zoo and Whole Cake Island, right? I don't know where Reverie is, but like it's not that, Wano isn't that far away. It's just like, it's legit just like 200 episodes away. Like that's not that bad. Like that's a walk in the park, honestly. But let me know what you think of my final tier list. What would you say is your final tier list? You can put it down in the description below. How would you rank all of these pre-time skip arcs? If you had the chance to type it out in the comment section below. And yeah, thank you to all my Patreon members and my YouTube members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. in helping to fund and facilitate and hopefully upgrade my setup along the way. You know, you helped get me this microphone. Hopefully I'll be able to upgrade my PC or my dog water webcam next, because we know it needs it, but that's far down the line. I don't make enough money on this stuff for that. But thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Okay, bye.